'48, isn't it?
Yes, Mrs. Woodhouse, just the same as all the others.
Yes. And it is pure wool, isn't it?
It's pure botany.
Oh,
It's
yes.
on the label.
Well, it's very striking, I must say. And it won't run up, you
Oh,
say?
it's fully shrunk, madam.
Oh,
That's on the label and all.
37 and 6. It's not very cheap, is it? Now, do you think it's smarter than the raglan sleeve?
Well, it depends what you want, Mrs. Woodhouse, doesn't it?
And do you do it in primrose, just the same?
Primrose, camel, apricot, cherry, and Italian nib.
Oh. Good. Right then. I'll tell her. Oh, good
Morning, Mrs. Mr. Plummer, a word in your ear, please. While you're in mid-lull, so to speak.
Yes, Mr. Swindley.
I wondered if you had any tidbits for me.
Titbits? Well, have a sardine sandwich in my locker you can have.
No, Miss Plummer. Tidbits of information. I'm interviewing all the salesroom staff for contributions to the Dobson's Digest,
You are?
the house magazine.
Oh, that. Oh, I never read that. There's never anything in it about us, you know.
Precisely. Mr. Parbole's very point. I believe that the last time this branch was mentioned was in 1937.
Well, it's such a dead and alive hole, isn't it? Nothing ever happens here.
Oh, come now, Miss Plummer. I'm sure we all have our amusing little anecdotes, experiences culled from the rich tapestry of our workaday lives.
I went bowling with Gary last Saturday, if that's any good to you.
Oh, excuse me, Mr. Swindley. Here you are, love. 20 tipped. I'll leave them in your locker. I can keep the coupons, can't I?
You'll be getting on for that twin tub aider, won't you?
Only another 2,000. They soon mount up.
Mrs. Hatfield,
Yes, sir.
shouldn't you be with your bucket and mop, cleaning the office corridor?
Oh, I just popped out a minute for Pam. Just while me water's cooling.
She's a good soul. I'm sorry I can't help you, Mr. Swindley.
Well, now, your bowling companion. You're perhaps contemplating cementing your union in holy matrimony. Short paragraph in the digest, portraits of yourself and your affianced.
Mr. Swindley, I'm not getting married on the strength of 2 strikes and an ice cream soda. Not even for Dobson and Hawkes.
Oh, there you are, Mr. Swindley. Mr. Parbold would like to see you in his office right away.
Ah, Deadline Digest. Thank you very much, Miss Sinclair.
You're very welcome, Mr. Swindley. Oh, Miss Plummer, do straighten up this stock. I've seen better displays in the fish and chip shop.
Yes, Miss Sinclair.
It was never like this at Socky Hall Street.
No, Miss Sinclair.
And whilst we're on the subject, do you not think you've gone a trifle berserk with the mascara? We're in a store, not a Spot Waltz. And another thing, Miss Plummer,
Yes, Miss Sinclair.
smile.
Come in. Ah, Swindley.
Don't worry, Mr. Parbold. I'm aware that time is of the essence, but I still have 2 salesgirls and a porter up my sleeve.
Oh, don't go rabbiting on about the digest, Swindley. The pen might be mightier than the sword, but at the moment the sword's hanging over our heads from head office.
Trouble, Mr. Parbold.
I said it was from head office.
1.3 overstaffed. I'm afraid I don't quite grasp the significance of this.
Our takings per head are below the company average. We'll have to lose one.
Lose one.
One head, Swindley. We have 1 3/10 persons too many.
That seems a trifling amount, Mr. Parbold, if I may make so bold.
Trifling, it's one of the 7 deadly sins as far as head office is concerned. Oh, poor old Reggie Lambert, I remember he had a lovely store at Cheltenham. They told him he was overstaffed, he did nothing about it. Within a week, the whole place was infested by Wallace from head office poking and prying about. Oh, poor old Reggie. He finished up at Workington. They never come back from Workington.
So I believe, Mr. Parbold.
And the soil there. They're not going to deport me to Workington, Swindley. If we're 1.3 overstaffed, someone has to be axed.
Yes, well, the 0.3 might prove a little difficult, sir. After all, people do tend to come in round figures, if you pardon the expression.
All right, I'll settle for 1.
Whom do you suggest, sir?
Oh, I'll leave that to you. Delegation of responsibility. One of my favourite rules of management. Carry on.
Yes, sir. You're sure you've no special preference?
Oh, there's always someone who's not pulling their weight. Someone who's always gossiping when she should be working. All you've got to do is to find her.
That's never the time, is it? Oh, doesn't it fly when you're talking? I haven't lifted a finger yet.
You still here, Ada?
Yes, I get worse, don't I? Well, I don't get mine brought, you see, not being managerial. Is it for Mr. Swindley?
It's very partial to a digestive.
Oh, he's a nice fella. It puts me in mind of old Mr. Dobson.
It's a gentleman.
Oh, heck. What's up, love?
Oh, it's my suit. It's still in the cleaners.
Well, if you give me your ticket, I'll dash round to the cleaners for you after. I've got a 3-cross double to put on for one of the porters.
I feel sorry for that top corridor.
Oh, it'll get done when I put my mind to it. Oh, I was ready for this. Thanks, love. First today.
You mustn't worry about it, Mr. Swindley. I don't want to see lines on that forehead. Hey, and you've let your tea go stone cold.
The role of Solomon weighs heavily on one's shoulders, sitting in judgment on one's fellow beings.
And you've never touched your digestives.
One employee of Dobson and Hawkes is to be cast asunder. The question is, for whom does the bell toll?
Oh, well, it's not for me to say, Mr. Swindley, but it's usually last in, first out, isn't it?
Last in, first out. The perfect solution.
Oh, well, yes. I mean, when there's trouble, the last one to join the firm's the first to go.
Well, that's only right and proper.
Well, then, who was the last to join?
Well, now, let's have a look. Now, here we are. L. Swindley. Oh.
Oh, no. Well, I mean, present company accepted. I mean, we're salaried, aren't we?
Yes, come in.
Excuse me, Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't realise you were in committee with the canteen manageress.
It's quite all right, Miss Sinclair.
I'll get you a fresh cut, Mr. Swindley. Remember that forehead.
And how's lunch progressing, Mrs. Edgley?
Oh, browning nicely, thank you. I like to get my cottage pie in early.
Cottage pie? But it's Thursday. I distinctly specified spaghetti bolognese on the menu.
That's right, and it's cottage pie in the oven. Now,
That woman, anything to be awkward.
Oh, I don't know, Miss Sinclair. I find her a person of great warmth and understanding.
Oh, you never see any bad in anyone. It's the nature you've been blessed with.
Did you want me?
Mr. Parble suggested I might help you with your problem.
Oh, yes.
Whom we're going to chop.
Shop? Please, Miss Sinclair. The term we use is negotiated resignation.
A rose by any other name? Well, chop Ada Hadfield. The sooner the better.
Mrs. Ada Hatfield, the cleaning lady.
Well, that's what it says on her clocking in card, but she's hardly had her hands in water for the last 5 years.
I see. She'd be eligible for a pension, I suppose?
Oh, definitely.
Yes. No doubt at that age one almost looks forward to retirement. Long summer days in the park, feeding the birds, reliving her girlhood memories. Yes, I suppose in a way we could be said to be doing her a kindness.
Right, that's settled then. We'll chop Ada. I'll send her up. No. I'll get her P45. You can give her the good news.
Miss Sinclair, no, you dash into things like... Oh, dear. Mrs. Ada Hatfield. Come in. Ah, Mrs. Hatfield. Ada, please. Now, Mrs. Hatfield, it's fallen to me, happily, I may say, to perform a pleasant duty. I, that is we, the management, have decided as a reward for your long and faithful service to sack you. Miss, dispense with your services. We have decided, as a reward for your long and faithful service, to bring forward your pension date to tomorrow afternoon, 5 o'clock.
Where be Sinclair.
Not since we were in the canteen.
It's very hard to keep up with her, you know. Work, work, work. Scrubbing and polishing.
Miss Plummer, if I was a raving lunatic, they would hardly have made me staff manageress.
I'm going for Hilda's two-piece now, maybe. Oh, Miss Sinclair. It's all right if I slip out for a moment.
I should think it would be all right for you to slip out for a good deal longer than that, Mrs. Hadfield. Once you've seen Mr. Swindley, he's waiting for you in his office right away.
What for?
Hurry along, dear. You don't want to keep Mr. Swindley waiting.
Hey, he's not giving her the push, is he?
Miss Plummer, I think you have a customer.
Well, if he sacks Ada Hatfield, he's asking for trouble. And he'll get it. Yes, madam.
Well, now, Mrs. Hadfield,
Yes, sir.
or should I call you Ada?
Well, I'm always Mrs. Hadfield to anyone managerial.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Well, now, Mrs. Hadfield, it has fallen to me, happily I may
yes.
say,
Yes.
to perform a pleasant...
Yes, yeah.
Would you care for a cup of tea?
No, thank you. I did manage to snatch a quick one earlier on this morning.
Oh, you did, yes. Splendid, yes. Well, now,
Yes,
Mrs.
sir.
Hadfield,
Yes?
I want you to relax. I want you to feel completely at home and at ease.
Oh, I am.
Yes, of course you are. No doubt you welcome this brief respite from your day's labours.
Oh, I'm happy enough. Between you and me, I don't overdo it.
No. Very wise. After all, as you advance graciously towards the evening of your career, into the golden years, as I prefer to call them.
Well, there's none of us getting any younger, is there?
Precisely, Mrs. Hatfield, precisely. All the same, you must often wish that there were more Sundays in the week. Time to rest, to soothe an aching sinew, with long summer days in the park.
Monday can't come fast enough for me. I like the company, you see.
Feeding the birds. Reliving your girlhood memories. After all, Mrs. Hatfield, you've been with us for many happy years now.
And will be for many more, I hope.
I'm sure. That is in spirit. Yes, come in.
Excuse me, Mr. Swindley.
Yes.
You've had your wee chat now, have you?
Yes,
as a matter
I
of fact,
think
we
so.
will.
Good. Well, I've got your cards ready. You can say your goodbyes. We'll have a wee collection for you and you'll be rid of dust and hopes forever, Mr. Swindley.
Please, no.
Never.
She saw Miss Sinclair making her cards up.
He wouldn't do that to Ada.
Well, he has. She's breaking her heart in that end toilet.
Right, Mr. Swindley. He wanted something to put in his Dobson's Digest. Well, he's got it. Girls? Girls. You've all heard the news about Ada? Yes. Well, we're not standing for it. We are not budging from this canteen. We're on a sit-down strike. Hey!
The bell?
Well, I thought we weren't budging.
Oh, I forgot.
Nip up to the restroom, Hilda, and see if the other girls will stay put.
Right. Here, and I'll try and get Ada while I'm at it.
She's not still in that end toilet, is she?
Oh, no. She's locked herself in the broom cupboard now.
Yes, Mr. Parbold. I think I can safely say that things went most smoothly. I presented Mrs. Hadfield with the facts decisively, and yet I hope not too ruthlessly. Of course, I seek no personal recognition.
Very praiseworthy, Mr. Swindley, very praiseworthy.
Although perhaps the accolade of a private memo to head office would not come amiss.
Or perhaps you'd settle for a life peerage.
But I... Very droll.
Yes, who? Yes, he is. Hold on. Mr. Swindley. Miss Sinclair.
Thank you. Swindley speaking. Yes, Miss Sinclair. What? But they can't. In the canteen?
Well, what is it? What's the matter?
What? Huh? It's nothing at all, sir. Nothing at all. I'm just going to the canteen. Everything's under control, sir.
The canteen?
Yes, no need to interrupt your meal, your work, sir.
Yes, no, I've no intention of doing so.
No, thank you, sir. Excuse me.
Come on, Ada, love. Ada, open the door.
I'm happy where I am.
Oh, Ada, come on. They're all waiting for you in the canteen.
What, all of them? Mr. Swindley as well?
We'll be by now.
Well, it's not seeing me like this. My face is all streaky.
We'll slap a bit of powder on it.
I've got my handbag with me.
Where have you left it?
In the end toilet. It's the plastic crocodile with the jeweled clasp.
Well, I shouldn't think there'd be more than one. Hang on.
Very well, ladies. Your point is taken. Now back to your counters in an orderly fashion. And no running.
Running? We're not budging. I've argued with them to my head throat. It's just open defiance. On reflection, I think we ought to send for Mr. Parbold.
Oh, no. I hardly think that'll be necessary, Miss Sinclair. Leave this entirely in my hands.
He's got the respect, you see. He's a man. They'll listen to him.
Now, ladies, please, ladies, please. Now, I've no wish to wave a big stick. I'm not half so fearsome as I may sometimes appear. But the facts of the case are...
We are not budging. That's fact number one.
As I was saying, the facts of the case are that Mrs. Hetfield and I, that is the management, have reached an amicable agreement.
So have we, Mr. Swinley. We're not budging.
It's just open defiance, nothing but.
Please, Miss Sinclair, no provocation. I think you've done quite enough damage for one day. Now, ladies of the sales floor, please, ladies, may I remind you that on your left top pocket is the company crest. And I would have hoped that beneath that crest our hearts beat as one. May I further remind you that by this action, you may well be jeopardizing not only your careers under the banner of Dobson and Hawkes, but your bank holiday coach trip to Walker.
He's a wonderful speaker.
Thank you, Mrs.
Edgley.
Well, Miss Plummer, I hope I made myself clear.
I hope we have. We're
Not budging.
Why not?
Because I'm better off in here on my own.
But I brought your handbag.
How do I know it's mine? It might be a trick. I know. Tell me what's in it.
Honestly, Ada Hadfield. There's your compact,
Yes.
hair grips, bingo card.
Yes, that's right.
Oh, a few dog ends.
Oh, dear.
Here, and a puncture outfit.
It's mine. Will you pass me my hanky, please?
Well, it's not here, love.
Oh, no, it's in my coat pocket.
And where's your coat?
Oh, it's in the restroom. It's a red and black check swan.
I know which it is. Hang on.
Ladies, may I remind you, still further, that by this action you're not only jeopardizing your own careers, but mine also.
Here, Mr. Swinley, drink this while it's still fizzing. I don't like your colour.
Thank you, Mrs. Edgeworth.
It's just open defiance, nothing but.
Miss Plummer?
We're not budging.
Thank you. Ladies, please, ladies. Now, we are rapidly approaching what appears to be deadlock. Now, may I suggest that we look at this problem from a new viewpoint? Now, think of the strain you're placing on your comrades of the second lunch. Toiling away there on the sales floor, bereft of relief. Think of the woman in the street, your valued customer, who's being deprived of the service and civility which has so long been I don't think they're listening.
It was never like this in Socky Hall Street.
I'll get you another one, Mr. Swinley. I'm not happy about your face.
Ada, I've got it. Ada, will you open this door? Ada? Ada, answer me.
Yes, love.
Oh, what game's this then? I was nearly having heart failure.
Well, I've been looking for you. I wanted to apologise.
Oh, don't be silly.
Well, it's not fair, causing industrial unrest. Mr. Swindley's the boss. What he says goes.
It's surrendered. Mr. Swinley has gone to see Father.
Father. Mr. Piebald, do you, Pan?
Well, we've cracked it then. You know what Father's like? Anything for a quiet life. He won't argue.
I've no intention of arguing with you, Mr. Swindley. Your course of action is perfectly obvious.
Yes, Mr. Parble?
You could just order them back on the sales floor.
They flatly refuse to go. They insist on Mrs. Hatfield being reinstated.
Oh, for heaven's sake, we can't have the staff dictating to the management.
No, sir.
Very well, then, I'll leave it to you. I don't believe in interfering with my assistant manager's duties.
Thank you, sir.
I remember old Neville Granger. We joined the firm the same day, you know, we were trainees together. He was an absolute genius at sacking people. And look where he ended up.
Workington?
London. Personnel manager. Oh, come in.
Excuse me, sir, if I could just have your tray.
Oh, yes, well, thank you, Miss Edgley. Well, I won't detain you, Swindley. Just get them back on the sales floor, quickly as you like.
Mr. Parbold, I'm completely at a loss as to how to deal with this.
Nonsense, Swindley. It may be difficult, but you'll think of something.
Yes, sir.
And, Swindley, any other problems, don't hesitate to come to me. I mean, after all, that's what I'm here for.
Oh, yes. Thank you very much, sir.
Ah, Mrs. Edgley, allow me.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you very much for the...
Excuse me, sir. I was thinking, I don't wish to speak out of turn.
Oh, well, what is it, Mrs. Edgley?
Well, what you just asked Mr. Swinley to do, I wouldn't say it was difficult.
Good.
I'd say it was impossible. Oh, dunno, though.
What don't you know, Mrs. Edgeworth?
It might not be all that impossible.
Oh, it is, it is. Mr. Parbold against Miss Plummer. An irresistible force against an unbudgeable object.
I'm not so sure. Hey, I've had an idea.
Yes, so have I.
Have you?
Yes, last in, first out. I'm going to get my P45.
No, I've got something else in mind.
You have?
Yes, well, of course, I don't wish to speak out of turn now, Mr.
Oh, you're
Swinley.
not. You're not. It is your turn. Yes, but no, please, speak away. Yes.
Well, I've always liked him, ever since he first came. Oh, he's super. He's the best assistant manager we've ever had.
His first name's Leonard, you know.
Mr. Swinley, do you mind? Let's have a bit of respect.
Good night, then, girls.
Good night, Ada.
Don't be late tomorrow, love.
No, I won't.
Your last day.
Yes.
We should be having a bit of a party for you.
Mr. Piebald says he's giving me a present from the firm.
Oh!
That's apart from the one that you're collecting for.
Well, you deserve it, Mrs. Hadfield.
Oh, well, that's very good of
Ah,
you.
Mrs. Hatfield, just off.
Yes, sir. Unless there's anything I can get you before I go.
No, I don't think so. Thank you all the same.
You'll have something to put in the Dobson's Digest now, Mr. Swinley, won't you?
Yes, indeed I will, in bold black type. Assistant manager employs ex-cleaning lady as his daily help.
At increased remuneration.
Yes, I beg your pardon.
At increased remuneration. What you offered me is £1 a week more than I get here.
Yes, of course.
Oh, and Mr. Swindley, if it's going in the digest, could you say that you're employing me as personal housekeeper? I think it sounds better.
Yes, certainly, Mrs. Hatfield.
Call me Ada. Good night, then, girls.
Good night, Mrs.
Good night, ladies.
Good night, Mr. Barbo.
Thanks, Swindley.
Good night, Mr. Parbold.
Oh, Mr. Swindley.
Yes, sir.
I just thought that I'd pop off a little earlier today. I don't know about you, but I've had quite a day.